Lucy, what school? What grade are you in?
I go to Tomball. Yeah. Hanging out that
We got like 5 Tom.
way. I'm a senior.
Sorry.
Oh, and I'm a senior. I do own horses, in case you're wondering. Because everybody in Tomball pretty
They
much.
ride horses to school.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yes,
wear
I know
shoes
that.
too. So that's good.
You have all your teeth, that's good.
Thank you.
Alright. Lucy, do me a favor. Tell us a little bit about who you were and what. Tell us about who you were.
3 years ago, when I was a freshman in high school, I was having trouble finding my place, like any kid new in high school is, and I got caught up in the really wrong crowd with a bunch of girls who weren't always there for me, that wanted the best for me, and I had my first like real boyfriend, I guess you could say.
I love the quotation marks. So that's good.
Yeah, real boyfriend. And we were dating for a year, and some things happened, and I became pregnant when I was a freshman. And I was raised in a Christian home. My mom was very religious, and she didn't believe in abortion, and neither did I. And I don't come from a very rich home, and we couldn't support it, and my boyfriend wasn't really there for me either. And we decided on an adoption. And I had to go to school with a big belly and face the humiliation. And my mom said, you need somewhere to have your stronghold. You know, you need somewhere to feel safe, where people don't ridicule you everywhere you go. And we came to the Cinemark, and which was where we used to have church, and there were about, I guess, 15 people there. And there were about 15 people there, and I walked in, and from walking through the schools and getting dirty looks and having whispers behind my back everywhere I went, to come to this church, and everybody here gave me just a big hug, and they said hi to me, and they remembered my name, and they made me feel so welcome. They felt like, they made me feel like I mattered, and so I kept going, and they just completely changed my life. And I realized that, you know, I didn't have to do stupid things to be accepted, and you don't have to fall in with the crowd to feel cool. That, you know, in God's eyes, you are wonderful no matter what anybody else says. And I still face ridicule today. I have girls always come up to me, hey, aren't you that, insert bad word here, that got pregnant your freshman year? And I said, yeah, I was, but I learned from that, and I've grown a whole lot. And through the adoption process, through the church, I found a family that was able to take my baby. I had the baby, and handing over your child is something that I don't think anybody should have to face. And I don't know how I was able to do it, except through God's love and His power. And He gave me enough strength to get through it, and so did this church. And it's meant the world to me. This has been my family since that day. And yeah.
To give you a little bit more background, Lucy came pregnant when she first came into our church. She wasn't afraid of it. She embraced it. She wasn't hiding it. Now, granted, she wasn't like walking around like with a tight shirt saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm pregnant." But she continued going to Wednesday nights. She continued going to Sunday mornings, and she wasn't going to let what was going on with her affect her relationship with God. She was embracing it. And what was cool about it is that she came up to me and she said, "Chad, I want you to be there for the birth of my baby." By this time, I was like only pretty much a youth pastor for maybe like 6 months. And I was like, yes. And I was like, holy cow, I gotta do what? Okay, I guess just call me when you're going into labor, and I'll do what I can. And we just got done with the mission trip, and she called me, she said, or she texted me, actually your mom called me, she said, Chad, Lucy's in labor, and we'd like for you to be up here, and meet the family and hang out? I said, sure. I showed up, and Lucy was all smiles, jokes, and hanging out with the baby and having a good time in her hospital room. And I got to meet the adoptive parents, really, really nice people. And it was a cool process for me just to watch and be a part of that process because A, I've never been a part of an adoption agency, and B, I wasn't a youth pastor very long, so to see this freshman, got it. So she was going to be a sophomore, a teenager, give birth to a baby. I was literally just didn't know what to do, and I was more or less didn't know what to say to her and how to encourage her, except just pray. So Lucy, you gave birth, you gave it up for adoption. How has that one thing, big thing, changed dramatically how you look at life, how you deal with your faith, how you deal with other stupid girls and their comments and the things that they say to you? How do you deal with knowing the fact is that you are a senior in high school and you already gave birth to a baby? How do you deal with all that?
Well, my favorite verse is 1 Peter 5:7, and it's cast all your anxiety on him. And whenever I was going through all that, I had no clue what to do. Like, how do you know what to do? You're like, well, what do I do now? But through going through that, whenever stuff like that happens, I'm just like, it doesn't matter, I got through that, I can get through this too. And it's like water off a duck's back. I don't even let it faze me. And I just come here and y'all make me feel great, so.
She goes to Tom Ball, that's what they say.
Wait.
If you would have seen a lot of their looks as in like, I got it, I know what you're saying, but there's a lot of them who didn't understand duck and water, so that's okay. So,
You don't have animals out here?
not so much. Unless it's a domestic dog or cat, and that's about it. Okay, so literally it's been 2 years, a little over 2 years, since you gave up your baby for adoption. How has your relationship with God changed? And how has this group helped change that?
Well, I think it's really, once you get to that breaking point, you have to build from there and realize that there's more to life and build your faith even stronger. And, even though I've been through that, I feel like there's even tougher stuff that I still have to go through, and I just have to put my trust in Him. And then also, I'm a leader. Take you to your leader. I'm a leader, and that's really affected me too because I'm older, and I even get to pour into other girls that are going through the same thing and realize, hey, I've been through it, and that really gives me strength because I don't feel so alone then because I can actually relate to people.
So if you're sitting here, you got mixed, you have guys and girls here. Obviously, you can speak from a girl's point of view, but how can you, or what would you want to say to not only the girls but the guys about what you went through, what this group means to you, what it can mean to them, and to encourage them? What kind of advice type of thing would you give them?
I would say to be careful because everything you do now will affect your life so much later. Because you don't realize it now, but even the smallest things make the hugest difference. And if you make a strong foundation now, then everything that you do will be great. And you don't have to break down and, wait till later on in your life to screw up horribly and realize that you need something else than yourself.